When I first came into Islam in the early days, there was a situation that I found myself no home, no clothes, no job, no way to move forward, except very limited, very squeezing it. I needed desperately to make some money. What am I doing wrong? I came into Islam and I thought, when I get to Islam, this is the right way, so God, He should help me out here. Why am I in this shape? But it came in my mind. This is not your deal. This is His deal. You said you want it. This is it. Take a deep breath. He got up on the side of the road and started trying to get one of the trucks to pull over and give me a ride. Nothing. And now it really started getting colder and windy, and the snow's getting worse. You know what happened? A red car, a Lamborghini, came over the top of the hill. Now I'm standing out on the side of the road, freezing to death, in clothes that don't fit with holes in them, and here comes a big Lamborghini coming up, big red. Oh, I love red cars, coming over the top of that hill. And I thought, oh, brother. And when it passed me, it stopped. I went, uh-oh. What's wrong with this story? He started backing up real fast. And I said, okay, guy's going to run over me. Let's get back out of the way. I don't know what this guy's doing. And he got up even with me, rolled the window down. Now I'm thinking, in Texas in the old days, we would have said, hey, buddy, you tired of walking? Yeah. Okay, run a while. It'd take off. I figured he's going to pull a joke on me, something like that. Instead, he said, can you help me? I'm going, that's probably the funniest story I've heard today. You need help from me? But I had to be serious, so I said, yeah, what can I do for you? He said, do you mind to ride with me? Because I can't keep my eyes open. I don't know what's happened to me, but I just feel like I'm going to fall asleep. He said, I don't know if I'm even driving straight. I've got to get down to Canton, Texas. Well, I know exactly where it is. I said, sure, yeah, why not? I got in the car with him, and he said, but I need you to talk to me, keep me awake. I said, what do you want to talk about? He said, anything, talk about anything. I said, like what? He said, well, let's start with why you're standing on the side of the road and smell like fertilizer. I said, yeah, that's a good one. So over the course of the next half hour, 45 minutes, I began to explain to him the story of how I got into Islam and how I wound up being on the side of the road there. And when we got to Denton, Texas, this is split there. Highway 35 splits to W, west, and east, E, and you can take your choice. Now, he needs to go to Canton, which is to the east. I, on the other hand, need to go to Fort Worth, which is to the west. So when we got there, I was thinking, okay, now I got to get out here. It's a truck stop. I'll see if I can get a much better chance of getting a ride here. Then he said to me, do you suppose it would be all right? Would you accept if I could just take you to your destination? Because I'd like to hear the rest of that story. I said, excuse me just a second, let me see if my schedule will permit that. Yes, I do have an opening. No, not really. Well, I was thinking, I can't believe this guy. This is too much. I said, oh, yeah, okay. So we went on. We went to Fort Worth. And over the course, I was able to finish the story, tell him exactly what had happened, transpired, brought me to the point where I was. And look at what he said. He said, do you know, in my religion, he told me what branch Christianity was in. He said, it is split, it's divided up, there's a lot of problems, and I've lost all my faith in it. But what you said gives me a lot of faith. Huh? He said, this gives me a lot of inspiration. The way you overcome these things. I said, I didn't really. I'm just trusting Him, and He makes things happen. He said, I'd like to know so much more. I was a brand new Muslim in those days, very brand new. So I didn't have, in preparation, I didn't have anything with me to give him, nothing, no cards, no websites in those days. What can I give him? So when we got to the destination, we got out of the car, went in, I found some pamphlets. I gave him a couple pamphlets, Human Rights in Islam, the Concept of God. Those two main ones that helped me so much when I came in. And do you know, subhanAllah, after he took those, he promised me, he said, I'm going to read these and see what I can do. But this sounds like my way. And he drove off. He didn't any more than drive away. Then the brothers who owned the house showed up and they said, oh, you're back. I said, oh, I wish you'd go catch this guy. You need to tell him about Islam. I don't know how to tell him. And they said, well, I don't know what we would have done any different. And that was the minute that I decided my life has to be dedicated to be able to communicate this message to people in the English language. That inspired me to do what I do today. That keeps me going, knowing there are other people out there who are in a lot worse shape, don't have a clue. They need to know what our purpose in life really is. To worship our Creator, not what He created. And it will change everything.